Three states, and the three states speak different languages, and at least two of them probably do. Now let us suppose, and I'm reading that and suddenly think, well, the other night we were watching Breaking Bad, and there's an intersection of 4 places, wasn't it? It was 4. It was 4. And the woman was standing there going, which one do I want to go into? Which state am I going to go to? And she flips a coin, and she doesn't like it. She kicks it back into the one she wants to go to. So I kind of like all those kind of associations and the way that we kind of work and the way everything comes together. So I would like to put David Antonin, and of course I met him years later, and we had a long talk, and I can see that he's got Alzheimer's now, and he's saying come to San Diego and do something. I've never even been to America, let alone to San Diego. The last tape I took for this was actually a personal tape that came from Jean-Luc, it didn't come from Jean-Luc Parent, but he was a French writer, artist, who does repetition on balls, on eyes. And in fact, he's on the cover of Curtains, and he's inside as well. He makes these balls by putting them in a pot. He's got very expensive wax from the bottling, from bottles. When they deliver it, they think he's a big vineyard or something, and then just put some eggs in and he boils them. And he's made hundreds and hundreds of them, all got numbers on, and they sent us one, and they took it away at customs at first. They thought it was a bomb. That was years ago. Now they wouldn't even let it through, they'd blow it up. And he said in the Poverty Centre, Mahu, all these exhibitions. So, and he does lots of little circles like eyes, and he writes about the eyes and the eyes and the eyes, and repetition, playing games on these permutations of words. Always the circular thing. We had a common friend, Michel Camus, who ran a magazine called Oblique, which I was in, and he had a bookshop called Oblique. And so this was, I had been in Paris, and I said I was trying to listen to Artaud. The only 2 people in this country that I knew was Charles Marovitz and Martin Esslin, and they refused categorically to let anyone hear their tape of Artaud. This was in the 70s. No problem, I'll get one for you. Unfortunately, you actually didn't have one. He had to go to the archives of the National Radio, and they have got the disc, the original disc it was on, and it can't be played very often because it's slowly destroying this wax. And obviously they decided to record it, and he sent it to me, and it's on the flip side. It's the A side really, and on the flip side he put Parent. And if this stops in a certain place, I'm going to turn it over and see what we've got of Artaud. So this is Jean-Luc Parent. It's almost like a rapper. So this is the 70s, him just reading at breakneck speed in the same way as he writes these things. He doesn't see himself as a writer, he thinks he's taking his divine inspiration from somewhere. And his wife playing the organ behind. That's a horror movie. Let's start.
Ouvrir les yeux ne serait rien à côté de ce que serait de ne plus pouvoir les fermer, et d'être sans cesse veillant serait beaucoup plus terrible que d'être sans cesse aveugle, comme de tout pouvoir entrer dans la chair ne serait rien à côté de ce que serait de ne plus pouvoir en sortir, et d'être sans cesse jouissant serait beaucoup plus terrible que de ne plus pouvoir jouir, et la lumière est beaucoup plus douloureuse que l'obscurité, car nous ne connaissons pas le feu et le jour, nous venons de la chair et de la nuit, nous ne faisons que passer tout autour du soleil avant de disparaître dans la terre, et nos yeux ne sont là qu'en passant, jamais nous ne pourrons nous y habituer, c'est pourquoi nous pourrions être aveugles et perdre le soleil, mais que nous ne pourrions pas être voyants et en perdre la terre, et sans des pierres, nous ne pourrions pas vivre sans ne plus savoir où nous allons, car nous aurions perdu la nuit et du même coup la terre, et la nuit donne un sens à notre vie, car elle nous montre les chemins pour aller dans la terre, et nous pourrions perdre le soleil mais pas la terre, que nous pourrions perdre nos yeux mais pas notre sexe, perdre le jour mais pas la nuit, et il est beaucoup plus concevable de ne plus pouvoir voir que de ne plus pouvoir jouir, et perdre ses yeux ce serait perdre la vie en eux, mais perdre son sexe ce serait perdre la mort en lui, et nous sommes arrivés avec la chair et la nuit, avec la terre et un sexe, et nous repartirons avec eux, empreints de l'image du feu et du jour, du soleil et des yeux, et la chair portera la marque du feu, et la nuit celle du jour, et la terre ne pourra plus être sans le soleil, et le sexe ce sont les yeux, et le sexe est aussi vieux que l'homme, mais nos yeux ont notre âge, et ils seront toujours si récents que nous ne saurons jamais nous en servir, car les yeux dans le soleil devraient pouvoir procréer dans le feu, comme le sexe sur la terre procrée dans la chair, et nous ne savons pas voir comme nous savons jouir, sinon voyant pénétrant le ciel de nos yeux, nous finirions par faire surgir d'autres yeux dans le soleil, comme aveugle pénétrant le corps de notre sexe, nous faisons surgir d'autres sexes sexe sur la terre, et nous voyons, et nous essayons de nous accoupler avec le feu, d'y voir jusqu'à ce que nos yeux deviennent enceints de la lumière, et qu'ils puissent s'ouvrir jusqu'à en faire surgir des ailes, et que des êtres nouveaux peuplent le ciel, et nous perpétuent dans le soleil. Et le sexe a été des yeux, et ces yeux ont tant vu qu'ils se sont écartés jusqu'à pouvoir toucher la chair, et devenir enceints de l'obscurité, faisant alors surgir le sexe que les êtres que nous sommes ont porté, peuplant ainsi la...
So even if you can't understand French, you're hearing the word sex and you're hearing the word zero. I mean, when you look at the balls that he makes, you know, they're kind of eyes or balls, or because of the way they are, or the sex, female sex. So you can understand why it's all going like that. Now let's just see what happens when I turn it over. I'm hoping it's going to be Artaud there. It's from Pour infini avec le jugement de Dieu, which was the piece that he wrote for the radio. And there should be Maria Casares, who you will know from Cocteau's film Orpheus. She plays the princess in it. She took over from the role of Colette Thomas, who was supposed to do this, but who ran away and disappeared out of Artaud's life. And she came in and did it instead. And I think we're going to see Artaud. And you're going to hear a noise which sounds like an American bomber going over. I'm saying this is all speculation. American bomber going over. And on the actual DVD now that exists, they've kind of managed to take it down, but they can't take it down fully because it's there in the actual disc now, because it's been played a number of times, obviously. Let's see what we get. That's Artaud.
Ce qui est grave est que nous savons qu'après l'ordre de ce monde, il y en a un autre. Quel est-il? Nous ne le savons pas. Le nombre et l'ordre des suppositions possibles dans ce domaine est justement l'infini. Et qu'est-ce que l'infini? Au juste, nous ne le savons pas. C'est un mot dont nous nous servons pour indiquer l'ouverture de notre conscience vers la possibilité démesurée, inlassable et démesurée. Et qu'est-ce au juste que la conscience? Au juste, nous ne le savons pas. C'est le néant. Un néant dont nous nous servons pour indiquer, quand nous ne savons pas quelque chose, de quel côté nous ne le savons, et nous disons alors conscience du côté de la conscience. Mais il y a 100 000 autres côtés. Et alors, il semble que la conscience soit en nous liée au désir sexuel et à la faim. Mais elle pourrait très bien ne pas leur être liée. On peut dire, il y en a qui disent que la conscience est un appétit, l'appétit de vivre. Et immédiatement à côté de l'appétit de vivre, c'est l'appétit de la nourriture qui vient immédiatement à l'esprit. Comme s'il n'y avait pas des gens qui mangent sans aucune espèce d'appétit et qui ont faim.
It's fitting to end on Artaud because that's really where I started. In a sense, to do with my interest in performance and vocals, but also before that the theatre, you know, my interest in the theatre of cruelty and Artaud, not being able, reading the books but not being able to hear, and eventually getting this in the late 70s. And all I was doing was speculating about what he was like. Now, of course, everything's ever been recorded of Artaud. I have these nice little DVDs, CDs, with a nice little booklet that goes with it and that. Anyway, that's a sense of what the box set is going to be, and in all its roughness and all these extra things that people say which wouldn't be there in the books and which would have been edited out on other occasions. So the idea suddenly is, thank you to Will and Jess to suddenly say, only a few weeks ago, let's do this, when they were at the house, and we put it together really fast, which has not been without its little issues, but that's what we've done. Anyway, thank you very much.
interested in the box set, if you write your name on the list here, we'll email you get more information. It'll be available in a few weeks' time. It's all gone off to the tape people today.
Except for the booklet.
Except for the book. There'll be a lot of, well, Paul's written some fantastic notes bringing together what he's been talking about today.
I used them as a joke. I didn't actually read them or say anything that was written on
No, so
there.
there's
So I'm
some things you
concerned.
haven't heard will be in the booklet.
Thank you.